And a very good evening to all my viewers out there. It is right now Monday, October 21st, 2019. Current time right now is 7:41 p.m. and it is election night here in Canada. That's right, the federal election is underway, the voting is underway. And I'll just do a little walk around video here to show you what one of the polling centers looks like, at least from the outside, behind Fire Station 23 here. And just in case you're not familiar with how the Canadian election works, basically we have a Parliament, House of Commons, kind of similar, I guess, to the British system over in London, the UK. And if you're in the US, kind of similar to the congressional system or House of Representatives. So basically, we have a House of Commons, and there's 338 seats, and each seat basically represents an area of the map. There's a nice 2600 series bus, by the way. And yeah, so each seat in the House of Commons represents some area of map in Canada. And usually the areas that are more densely populated will have more seats, and those that are, more scarcely populated, like the Northern Territories, will have less seats per area of land. And basically there's different parties that try to win the seats, and that's what's going on today. So we have four main parties. Of course, we have the current governing party, which is the Liberals, and there's the vote sign right there. There's the voting sign. And that's a ballot, that's a voting station right there. So inside this building is where people are going to vote for the local candidate. So basically, to run it down in a nutshell, there's four main parties. We have the Liberals, which are in power right now, and then we have the Conservatives, which are the opposition, and then we have the NDP, which is a very left-leaning party, and also the Greens. And also here in Quebec, we have the Bloc Québécois party. That basically only runs candidates in Quebec. And what happens is each riding, as I said, each riding represents an area of the map. There's 338 ridings, which represents a seat in the House of Commons. At the end of the night, we'll see which party has the most riding victories. And every main party runs a candidate in each riding, which is why if you get 170 seats or 170 ridings, I believe it's 170, I could be wrong, basically you win a majority in the House of Commons and your party wins a majority government. So for example, the Liberals, I think last time, won 177 seats, so they formed the governing party of Canada with a majority. The Conservatives came in second, NDP and Bloc in third, and we also had the Green parties that did pretty good as well. So basically what happens is you go here in your polling station, you vote for your local candidates that are in your riding, whether you want to choose a party, whether you want to choose what some people vote for the party, some people vote for the candidate, others vote for the party leader. And yeah, like I said, whoever has the most seats or most riding wins at the end of the night gets to form the next government. So this is democracy in action here, and this is basically what we're seeing all night here throughout Canada, coast to coast. And very interesting system. So we're going to find out when the polls close who will be the next Prime Minister. And of course, the Prime Minister is the leader of the party that wins the most seats. Right now it's Justin Trudeau, who leads the Liberal Party, and the Conservatives Andrew Scheer, NDP I believe is Jagmeet Singh, Green Party's Elizabeth May, and the Bloc Québécois, I should know this one, not Gilles Doucette anymore, it's the new leader. But anyways, yeah, just a little rundown of the basics. Of course there's a lot more to it, but again, just to summarize, there's every area of Canada, every part of Canada is represented by a riding, which is represented by a seat in the House of Commons. There's 338, and every riding runs a bunch of candidates from different parties, and whichever candidate wins the most votes in each riding wins a seat in the House of Commons. And whoever has the most seats in the House of Commons goes on to form the next government. So that's pretty much a rundown of what our political system is about here. And what you just saw was a polling station. And we'll see what happens throughout the night. Right now, Liberals are in the lead, but that's only because the East Coast provinces have closed their polls, and or are closing their polls. And it's a very Liberal type area. So we'll have to see what happens throughout the night. And remember, general rule of thumb, usually the West is more conservative, East is more liberal. Quebec, of course, is a mix, but mostly left-wing parties, and of course the Bloc Québécois. And there's some local signs. NDP is orange, Green is green, and Liberals red, and over here Conservatives are blue. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So those are the main oh yeah, and there's also the People's Party of Canada, which is out west, very right-wing party. But anyways, we'll see what happens as the night goes on, and yeah, more videos to come. I might, once the results are finished, add it onto this video, so we'll see what happens. Alright, so we're here in front of the Palais de Congrès building, and a very large police presence here, and I don't know if that's because there may actually be a politician in there, a high-profile politician. Perhaps that's one of the headquarters for one of the parties. Maybe the Bloc Québécois could have their leader in there watching the results, or it could even be the Liberal Party or the Conservative. I don't think it's the Conservatives. I don't think their headquarters would be in Quebec, but obviously something high profile is going on in there, probably related to the election. We'll walk around here, see what we could see. And by the way, as of right now, it is Monday, October 21st, 2019, 9:45 p.m. Liberals seem to be leading quite a bit right now, so we'll keep an eye on things as the night progresses. We'll know in about a couple hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, who will win this Canadian election, or at least have a very good idea of who will win it. So again, not sure what's happening in here, but I'll keep you updated as the night progresses. There's an indication that there may be a VIP in there. I've seen a lot of these black SUVs, and very large, like I said, very large police presence here. So maybe we'll get a sighting of a VIP or two. Let's cross the street here and check it out. So again, it's election night coverage here in Canada. Walking around Montreal, seeing what the mood's like on the street. And I'm really starting to wonder who's in there. If it is perhaps our current Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, or could be the Bloc Québécois. But as you can see, very large security presence around here. Latest results, I think the Liberals have 54 seats, Conservatives have 33. Oh, look at that, that's awesome. What was that? That's a rare vehicle. That was really cool to see. And look at that, they have armed guards out here and everything. Oh, there's a CBC truck. So definitely probably some kind of VIP in there. We'll see what happens as the night goes on. Alright, so here we are outside the Palais de Congrès, and apparently Justin Trudeau is in here, the Prime Minister of Canada. Hence why we have such a strong security detail around here. So that's very interesting and makes my election night coverage a little more interesting as well. Alright, more coverage to come here in Montreal. It's Canada Votes 2019. Alright, so we're walking here on Sherbrooke Street, and it's official. The Liberals have won a minority government here in Canada. And they're going to be backed by the NDP. And that means we will have, most likely, a Liberal government with a very strong NDP presence in terms of policies. And that's very good news for me because, as you know, I'm a very left-leaning person. I believe in social equality. I believe in environmentalism. And I think that it's a very good result for our country. And, you know, now we're just going to have to see how it's going to work out. How much of a say the NDP is going to have, I don't know. This is when the negotiations happen. So we're going to see in the coming days and weeks just what happens. But, yeah, Liberals win a minority. All right, have a good night, all.